Jacob Shilson uses Facebook to promote his recording company, so he thinks it's commonly accepted that your personal data is being accessed by many parties. But he says the latest controversy with Cambridge Analytica pushes the limits.
You're on it a lot. You're sharing your information with corporations. Using it for political means is kind of like, in my opinion, that's pretty far-fetched, a little dystopian, kind of like we're getting a little scary with that.
Consultant Jung Kim hasn't used his Facebook account in a long time and thinks most tech-savvy people are ready to move on from the platform.
I think that also reveals that maybe a lack of social responsibility on a Facebook side.
Teacher librarian Debbie Hughes teaches students to think about where their personal information is being spread on the internet and how it's being used. She says her 28-year-old daughter recently deleted her Facebook account, while her nieces of the same generation share everything on it.
I have a Facebook account. I've been thinking about it in the last 2 weeks and about whether I'm going to keep it or not. I don't know. I'm conflicted because it's a way for me to keep in touch with my nieces. They live out of state. I get to see my grandnephew and nieces, so I'm very torn about it. Because if there were another platform, I would consider moving, but then everybody else has to move too.
But there are competitors getting a boost from the Facebook scandal. This one, called Vero, recently climbed to the top of the download charts. This one, called Minds, describes itself as open source and a decentralized platform for internet freedom. And this one, called MeWe, bills itself as having no ads, no tracking, no BS.
First of all, we want to set the record straight. It's not a breach. There's no data that was stolen. This is actually Facebook doing what Facebook does.
Founder Mark Weinstein says his MeWe social network offers everything you need: photo sharing, videos, messaging, all without the tracking. Weinstein started building social networks back in 1998 and even has the inventor of the World Wide Web, Tim Berners-Lee, on his advisory board. But even with those credentials, the question becomes, how can an adless, non-data mining social network make money?
We don't have to track people. We don't need their data. We have to have a great platform with great services, and then we have some optional features.
While MeWe is free, Weinstein believes customers are willing to pay for in-app purchases and higher-level services if his network focuses on serving the customer instead of selling the customer as a product.
This is a tipping point. People have finally had enough. And when people say, well, I'm just going to keep my Facebook account because it doesn't matter, here's what does matter. If you keep your Facebook account, then Facebook will continue to track you around the web. You know, we would never allow this to happen if we could see the creep on our shoulder.
Facebook has continuously worked to prove to investors it could monetize and to young people that it was still cool. But it's now facing an even greater challenge, convincing users each click is one they can trust. Mark New, CGTN, Mountain View, California.